welcome back to my channel. It's Hillary Jubilee. Long time no see. If you're a subscriber already, long time no see. If you are new, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hillary Jubilee, manifestation coach. We talk about law of assumption. I forgot my line. We talk about manifestation, conscious creation, pretty much the same thing, but it just sounds good. Manifestation, conscious creation, and the law of assumption here, of course. Before we begin this video on back to basics, what is the law of assumption? We need to go back to basics. I'm feeling a call to go back to basics. If you can hear the cat is meowing. Before we do that, my Manifest Your Specific Person scripting course is officially launched. It is now available. A link is in the description. So if you are into scripting and if you are manifesting love of any kind, it doesn't necessarily need to be word for word a specific person. If you are manifesting love with somebody unknown, the course will still work for you. Manifesting love, it will work for a specific person. It will work for a non-specific person. It will work if you know them. It will work if you don't know them. It will work to improve your relationship. It will work to create a relationship with somebody you already know, or again, if you don't know them. Manifest in love and you like to script, or you're not sure if you like to script, you can try it out. Link in the description below. I'm excited about that. All right, is that everything? Join my Facebook group, follow me on Instagram, and we'll get into the video. Okay, so law of assumption, what the heck is it, right? So if you're already a subscriber, it'll probably just be a refresh for you. But if you are new to the law of assumption, welcome, and I'm excited for you because I don't know about you, might be the same case for you, but for me, I had always known about the law of attraction, right? The law of attraction. And nothing really quite clicked. It was just like, match the vibration of your desire. What does that mean? I didn't really understand it before. I've come full circle and I kind of understand it a bit more now. Like, you're matching the frequency of your desire to be at the same, like what you're resonating at is what you attract back to you. So resonating at the same, let's say you're trying to manifest money, if you resonate at the same frequency as being abundant, if you feel abundant, if you feel like, what are the feeling words that go along with that, right? Freedom, abundance, security, supportedness, those types of feelings. If you practice feeling those feelings and thinking thoughts that go along with that reality, you'll, attract that to you, is the law of assumption way of thinking. So law of attraction way of speaking. So law of assumption, it's something by Neville Goddard. So Neville Goddard is the first person to speak about this law, universal law. If you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, that assumption must harden into fact. So this universal law, it states basically, it rests on the premise that nothing exists outside your own consciousness. And if you're new to that, it can sometimes be a little bit mind-bending, but just allow it in. There's nothing outside of you. So everything out there, including your own body, so even your body is a reflection of consciousness. So everything outside of the imagination is just a reflection of whatever's going on inside of your imagination, inside of consciousness. So imagination is the only reality. And everything out in your 3D world, your life, your experience, is a mirror, a reflection. It's showing you where you're at in your consciousness. It's reflecting back to you what's going on within, how you feel about things, what thoughts you've been thinking, what you believe. Basically, your whole state of being wrapped up in those things, beliefs, thoughts, assumptions, feelings, are mirrored back to you by your reality. Whatever you assume to be true, you'll see evidence of that. So you'll just see your beliefs reflected back to you. And the great thing about that is that beliefs are malleable. They're just a thought you continue to think. So whatever you assume to be true right now, if it doesn't serve you, you have that option to assume something else. So when you're trying to manifest something, it's about focus, but it's not about like thinking of the thing like it's over there. It's about becoming. So the shift in consciousness is the most important thing. No matter what action you take towards it, if your energy isn't right, if your energy isn't aligned, if you're not already in the feeling of assuming yourself to be somebody who has that already, or assuming yourself to be having, doing, or being whatever it is you're wanting to manifest, if you're not already in that energy, if you're in lack and it's the opposite of that, if you don't believe, then actions are going to be futile. They won't have as much power as if you were to get into the right energy and then act from that state of being. So the shift in consciousness comes first, and all of the actions that you take from that state will be a lot more powerful and will move you actually towards the desire way better than if you were just futile. You know, you're just taking so much action to force or fix, or, you know, as Dr. Joe Dispenza, huge fan, he calls it matter to matter. And he talks a lot about using meditation and changing the way you view yourself, who you identify with. A lot to do with health. So a lot of health conditions that people are miraculously cured from by connecting to source energy, but also with identifying with somebody with a healthy body. So they don't use that language, law of assumption, in Joe Dispenza's community, but they are identifying with a new version of themselves. So matter to matter is like, if somebody, for example, there's a lot of people on his channel, you can see thousands and thousands of like success stories of people doing his meditations and having miraculous recoveries. They're doing all of the treatments that is prescribed to them, whether it's cancer or there's autoimmune diseases, there's food allergies, all types of ailments to do with your body. And, you know, doctors will just prescribe you something to take. So it's taking the pills, doing the treatments, all of this stuff. And then the miraculous results come when, first of all, they're connecting to source energy. And then they're identifying with somebody in a new body that's healthy and vibrant. So matter to matter is like, you're using your 3D environment, you're taking action out there to try to fix something that's within, and you need to go within first. And that's with anything, not just with your health, like manifesting a person, manifesting love. If you are constantly vibrating or assuming a feeling of no one loves me, feeling not good enough, unworthy, constantly ruminating on whatever relationship pasts you've had, whatever patterning you have in your past with regards to relationships, if you're constantly ruminating on that and identifying with that, you are assuming the feeling of a reality that you don't want. So no matter how many dates you go on, like if you continue in that lack and victim feeling, you're going to keep on perpetuating a reality where you are a victim and you keep on getting results from that state of being. So it's shifting the state of being from within, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and persisting until it hardens into fact. And the one thing that people don't do is persist long enough for it to harden into fact. And caveat here, it doesn't necessarily need to take a long time, but how powerful is your assumption? You have to convince yourself of it. Does it feel natural? Like, how good do you feel about that already being done? How much faith do you have about that already being done? Because if you feel like you're lying to yourself, or your affirmations bring up resistance, where it's like you're saying, I am in a happy, loving marriage, but that feels very icky to you because you have a fear of divorce and it's very prevalent or something. If it brings something up, a feeling within you that you don't believe it, or if you persist long enough, it should shift that. But if it's really yucky feeling and you're not walking around as if your desire is fulfilled, you don't believe it, it's not going to do anything. So it's shifting the feeling as though it were already true. And you can also do it in steps. Neville Goddard talks about going to the end and assuming the end, because all of the steps in between will just fill in. So if you can make the choice to adopt, okay, Faline, to adopt a very strong level of faith, because it is a choice to have faith in the unseen, then going to the end, I love that. But if you feel more comfortable doing a step, like we're talking every day for a relationship, we're talking every day, or we're dating, and rather than going straight to the marriage, whatever feels best for you is fine. But assuming the feeling of whatever your next end is, rather than, so the thing with is people just get caught up in your 3D as reflecting back to you what you've previously been thinking, feeling, believing, assuming. And it may not be like an overnight switch when you just start feeling good about, like, let's say you genuinely are meditating or genuinely assuming the feeling of being loved and being in a loving relationship, or being healthy, or having that job, or whatever it is you're trying to manifest. If you are genuinely feeling that and then you don't immediately see results, and that's where people get tripped up, they don't have the discipline and the persistence to push through when that screen is not showing them what they're feeling within, and then they allow the screen to make them feel not good about that reality, thus perpetuating that old stuff again and again, because you're allowing whatever's out here to affect the way you feel in here. And it takes great persistence and discipline and faith to assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled no matter what you see out there, because you have to keep persisting in the feeling for it to get pushed out of your imagination into the 3D reality. So I'm going to quote Neville Goddard here: "If you assume success and persist in that assumption, you cannot fail. That is the law." So you must maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in the assumption until it hardens into fact. So that is the law of assumption. So to use the law of assumption to your benefit, although it's always working and always happening, whether we consciously choose to adjust to the law or not, it's working all of the time, whether you believe in it or not. Whatever you assume, whatever you believe, whatever you feel, whatever you are thinking is always getting pushed out, always getting pushed out onto the screen of space, onto your reality. Whether you believe that or not, it is always happening. But to use it to your advantage, to use that knowledge to your advantage, what you need to do is to assume the identity of the person, the version of yourself that already has what you want, who already is who you want to be, that's already done what you're wanting to do, and to assume that feeling and stay in that feeling for as long as you can. Stay in that wish fulfilled feeling and walk through life as if it's already finished. Identify with already having it right now and feel good. Feeling is the secret. Feel good about already having it right now. So that is my back to basics law of assumption video. I always ramble on longer than I think I am going to, so 15 minutes. Thank you if you're still here at the end. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.